Hello, my dear ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the CXO show. It's a blood, sweat, tears stories. It's about an ordinary with inordinary passion human being. It's not a history, but it is his story. Let us welcome today's guest, Mr. SUDHAKARAN, who is a chairman and managing director of Sanpar Industries Private Limited. Sir, I welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
Sanpar Industries is one of the leading manufacturer in the thermal engineering systems, providing their products to the aviation and defense sector and across all other manufacturing industries. They have their valued customers from DRDO, Tata to many more. Today they are made in India product exporting to the globe, and also one of the niche products in thermal engineering in Indian manufacturing company. Sir, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. Sir, me and my audience are very much interested to know who you are, where do you come from, and how did you started your early career days?
Thanks, Haricharan. First of all, I come from Kerala.
Oh, great.
Though, of course, I was born in Bombay. I had my primary education in Bombay and then later my secondary educations in Kerala. I did my graduation from NIT Calicut, early known as Regional Engineering College, Calicut. My first employment was in Delhi for the Bombay-based company, and then I traveled across the India, and I was in projects, and then I went into sales, and I was also partly involved in the design and engineering and marketing as well. So that gave me a lot of edge and a lot of confidence as well. And basically, I started since I've lived, and worked in different organizations, especially in engineering and in the marketing side. And then since I lived I had an opportunity to work in Germany as well. So at one point of time, you thought of, you wanted to get into your own, and to become an entrepreneur. That itch was already there. And way back in though Sanpar was formed in 1994, the name Sanpar was born in 1990 itself. So I had that itch, whatever you call it, So to be an entrepreneur way back in 1990 itself.
Great to know that, sir. Sir, is there any particular point which you took up the name of Sanpar, or a reasoning behind that name Sanpar of your organization?
Yeah. Sanspar is a word which is of, say, no comparison.
Great.
However, the name Sanpar came into being as a tribute to my parents, because my father is Shankaran Nambiyar and mother is Parvati Amma.
Oh.
So I combined it together, and
Nice
to make I thought that's the best tribute I can give to my parents as a son, and that has done very well. In fact, I'm sure that I have the blessings of my parents wherever they are today.
Good, sir. Nice to know about your early careers. You are from Kerala, worked in different industry verticals, and you started your own company called Sanpar Industry, and a tribute to your parents. Really nice to know about that inputs. Sir, being a CEO or an MD of an organization, what are those characteristics which you feel important to grow?
To be very honest, since I'm in engineering, I should say that you should have a thorough idea about what are you planning to do. Be it any other industry, I suppose. So be it whether it's a tourism, whether it is entertainment, or we are into B2B, and even it's a B2C as well. If it's an engineering and a non-engineering products, you should have a complete idea about what are you planning to do, and you should have a complete the talent to develop that particular product itself. Otherwise, I think you might get stuck in between. And fortunately, Sanpar is known as a thermal engineering company today. We have different kinds of verticals. I think we started with our knowledge about the compressed air, and why compressed air was my initial breakthrough was essentially into a boiler manufacturing company, and they had also water treatment plants, and they had compressed air division as well. So I was essentially handling partly boilers and then the water treatment plants. I was fully into it, design and marketing as well. And then later I had I looked into, and then the compressed air had a fascination for me, because the compressed air has got huge applications across the globe today. To an extent that what I understand today is almost 30 to 40% of the world energy is being used to compress air.
Oh,
right?
That's really interesting.
Yes. So you had a lot of application to it. And why I got into the compressed air treatment systems were the reasons were, like, when I was traveling across the length and breadth of India, I possibly today would have visited more than 10,000 factories, and I found that way back in 1994 when I started this, I found that there is a major need for a proper compressed air treatment system in India. And thanks to my exposure in Germany, I've seen that they've been using refrigeration-based air dryers, which is essentially a thermal engineering product. And in India, we were using an outdated desiccant-based drying, and which always was losing a lot of energy.
Okay.
So I wanted to conserve energy, and India was starving for energy in those days, 80s or 90s or early 20s as well. Into the current century, we had a lot of issues. Maybe now, obviously, the electrical situations are much better today. So I wanted to introduce a product in India, and I am very proud to say that it was Sanpar who introduced the refrigeration-based drying systems and the eco-friendly refrigerants associated with it. And we made the dryer literally sophisticated in terms of using microcontrollers and PLCs, etc., and all that. And we were also the first company in India to have introduced something called compact brazed aluminum heat exchangers.
It's really interesting, and thank you having that grit to bring the new technology from out of India to the India and starting that venture, and the movement of the improvising the technology aspects itself is really great to know, sir. Thank you so much on that point. Sir, going further, tell us one incident which made you totally crushed, felt disastrous, and how did you overcome it? Anything, it could be professional or something personal.
Well, I can think about when you become an entrepreneur or a technocrat. I consider myself as a technocrat actually. You go with a lot of belief within yourself. You develop the products, and you know the market very well, and you try to market these products. But sometimes there are times when you get into a particular tricky situation where you have invested in developing your products or manufacturing your product, and getting stuck with your products because of the want of payment coming through from the client. I had an incident. One of those days, I think is way back in 98, 99 or somewhere in 2000. I don't remember exactly the year. We had sold a product of 10 dryers of a huge capacity. The value then was approximately 1.5 crores. Now it was a huge value for me, because having started the industry in 94, and in 5 years, I don't think I have had 1.5 lakhs to spare. So we manufactured the product and got stuck with the payment. My products was lying in my factory.
Oh my God.
And I couldn't dispatch it. So the multiple effect were that my space was occupied, and neither I could pay to my vendors. So that was a very disastrous time which I had. But then the belief in yourself, and then the grit and the staying power, I should say, and then the mental strength, I should say, that helped me out overcome this problem. Well, after that, it was no looking back, and I was much more careful about it. See, there are times when, I felt that why should I do engineering? I should do finance management. So sometimes, the engineering and finance management is a combination where actually you need to become an effective entrepreneur.
Okay, that was very challenging situation, I believe, and you would have had a very strong mind and heart and the capacity to overcome it, address the issue on time and come out of it.
True, I should really, I owe to my team in Sanpar, my vendors, all my stakeholders, including the government organizations, the tax agencies or whatever it is, because you need to pay on time.
Okay.
So I did default under it, but then their tolerance levels, which really helped me out on this stuff.
I mean, I certainly appreciate that, sir. You openly telling all that tolerance and taking yourself on that path. Yeah, good to know. Sir, as you are heading the organization of total strength of 80 plus employees, you will be having many challenges from HR to finances. Tell us, what is your attitude towards those challenges?
When we have different departments in these organizations, including the finance and the HR, what you talked about, we have engineering division, research and development, estimation division, and then the sales, service, manufacturing, production, quality control, quality assurance. Now these departments are actually meant for ease of governance, right? I mean, so each department has got different heads onto them, and generally what I do is I step into that head of the department shoes and try to understand what are the kind of the challenges they face. In order to really understand their situations, you need to be there actually. So I would possibly go there and sit there and understand their situations there. I don't call a problem, I call it a such situation. Because the moment you call it a situation, your mindset is different, because the situations comes with the solution. So, I take problem as a negative word. So, yeah, so that's been my attitude towards them. Try to understand and realize the situation, and if it were the situation for me, how would I handle it? And mostly everything has worked. I'm extremely happy with the head of the departments who are working with me today.
Okay, stepping into their shoes and trying to give us this is a very good guidance, trying to shift our mindset from problem has a problem to it has a situation. That is a great insight to us, sir. Thank you so much on that. So going